board us.
One of the lenders that's like, I was like, I need it for my lending.
It is 10 o'clock, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. If you want to finish grabbing your coffee or roses and bring it in, we'll get started. There's Miss Rachel. Hello, Rachel. We have 2 online. We have 3 online. We have 2 right now. Yeah, that's why I put y'all there. That way the camera's there.
I was like, wait a minute.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about our core value today, which is core value number 14. A lack of communication is a lack of performance. Communication isn't separate from your work, it's part of it. Doing the task isn't enough if you don't communicate progress or completion. Failing to close the loop creates confusion, delays, and stress for others. We expect every team member to communicate clearly, follow up, and confirm completion. The goal isn't to avoid mistakes, it's to avoid silence. Clear communication builds trust, accountability, and performance. This is really big with your clients. If they ask you a question following up, you're probably pretty good about that, but also close the loop on it so that they're aware that you took care of it. Hey, making sure that you understand what I told you before. Are you clear with what you need to do? That's always a good move up top. Today we have Jesse and Michelle from the Durham team at Color and Post Inspections. They brought us killer Rosa's breakfast this morning, and so thank you for that. Thank you. And the floor is yours. I've got your flyer pulled up next, and it's right there.
Perfect. I'll make it kind of quick to be respectful of the time, but my name is Jesse. I'm the franchise owner of Pillar to Post Home Inspectors. This is Michelle. She does our marketing. Pillar to Post, we've been around since the 90s. I bought this franchise about 6 years ago. Prior to that, I was a realtor in Detroit, Michigan. Not a lot of real estate moving in Detroit, Michigan. If you know one thing about Detroit, that's hopefully the one that you remember. But as a realtor and a firefighter, kind of couldn't get my grasp on what I wanted to do. I really like real estate. Being a realtor is hard. Preaching to the choir. So I really like home inspections, so I started the franchise for it. We're very education-based. Everything we do is all for the knowledge. I have 2 flyers here, 2 brochures that I want to go over super quick. And whether you're on the buying side or the listing side, I think these are both extremely beneficial brochures. We have digital versions. I have a bunch here. If you ever see our cars driving around, our guys drive around with a bunch of them. Because we want to make your job as easy as possible. What to expect from a home inspection? Very simply, pictures. Everybody likes the track format, and then just the diagram of the home. So if you're on the listing side, it's kind of one of those like, what are they going to do? You're having an inspector in my house. Why do you need 3 hours? This kind of just helps illustrate it, I think. And this is generic, other than the logo right there. This is going to be generic for every home inspector. We all follow the same format here. What makes us unique? The other side. But I think these are super good. These are kind of our gold flyers here. So this is what we call our cost guide. These are cost estimates for any repair throughout the home. The cost estimates are prepared by BossCat. BossCat's a nationwide company as well. These are Texas flyers of North Texas. They're labeled on the back if you want to make sure. But as you open these up, this is what you'd expect to pay for any repair around the home, literally down to like, this isn't inspection related. This is carpet to tile, ceramic versus travertine, all kinds of wood door, solid door. So if you're on the selling side and you're like, I think if we change this window out here, it would look better. And they're like, what's it cost? Like, oh, I know that answer. It's a range, and it's a ballpark. You can always find somebody cheaper or more expensive, but this is what BossCat would charge. So it's at least a really good start. Right? And then on the back, life expectancies of all the major appliances. I just kind of feel like the refrigerator one should be like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one might not be so accurate. I don't even know what it stands for, but either way, they're all good, accurate ranges, just to kind of give you guys the education that you need going forward. You guys think these would be helpful?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want me to leave a couple behind?
Yeah, and we have digital copies.
We do.
Because what I can do is I can put those, I can link them in Slack.
Okay.
And that way everybody has copies of digital copies, and that way they can download the machines.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
if you don't mind, I'll send you an email this afternoon. Just reply and give me a link to where those are, and I'll handle it and give it, make sure everybody has one in the
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a PDF version. Printing them is kind of odd because they print in this shape. So if you print on regular paper, it's like 1.25 pages.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
Do you have some of those out there?
yeah, there's a whole stack. I can leave whatever you guys want. The digital version is cool because you can scroll around. This one you can highlight. I used to, this is a shameless plug, but I used to actually use Filler to post home inspectors when I was a realtor. Sounds fun, huh? And I would write the address of the home I was showing. This market, I don't know if it's a good idea.
That way, no.
But we would, you can go like, oh, the fence is leaning, and kind of like make notes as you're going around. And then when you get back to write an offer, you kind of know like, well, the fence was leaning. And that cost roughly, I don't know if this market allows for that. It's kind of like the fence comes with the house. You're good.
Right?
There, check. But thank you guys for having me. I do really appreciate it. I hope this is beneficial, but I hope you have a great meeting.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much for breakfast.
And he did a class at Kyle.
I thought you
Yeah,
looked familiar.
yeah. And so it's beneficial there too, like just with his class. So.
We do C classes.
And you say you update this often.
Quarterly.
Yeah.
They update them and send. I cannot make that.
And whenever you do the inspection, do you put some of this info in the inspection?
Yes, so we actually have a program. This is kind of the second piece. The first piece is actually with our home inspections. Boss Cat gives quotes for the repair items, but they give like, well, they could estimates, not quotes, for that exact repair item. So it's not a range necessarily. It's they take our pictures and comments and they tell you what they would charge to do it. So it's an actual price. These are just, 400 to 600. Theirs is going to be like $464 with labor. And then when you do that in the report, when you're building your repair amendment, you build it in the report, and then you can adjust the prices, you can add quantities, you can add notes, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how this part works when you're done, but you'll have a really cool repair amendment built. I don't know how that works for sure. Everybody seems like you can make a note on the track form and say it's an item. That's a you guys question, but we can get you the repair amendment really easily.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, everybody will add you to their contacts this afternoon and to their list of inspectors. So we're excited that you came to join us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on in, Jen. You got a package here too, Jen. Okay, so next week, we've got the last week before Thanksgiving. Just so y'all remember, we won't be having meetings on the 26th, the 24th. Kristen said everyone used Jesse, they're awesome. But no meetings on the 26th. Obviously, Christmas Eve is out and New Year's Eve is out. We're not gonna do any meetings. I know everybody wanted to get together on Christmas Eve and trade gifts, but we're not gonna do that this year.
Get ready for Santa.
Next week, we've got Liz and Night Title coming in. Kayla will be here, and next week, I'll give you the agent tracker as part of Section 8, Small Steps, Big Results. So that'll be a big week. We are now back in Austin MLS. Unlock MLS is the name of the MLS down there. If you want to join, it's around $500 a year for an agent to have access to Austin. Literally, you can click that link and you can join under us if you want to be in the Austin MLS. Several agents requested that, so we have set that up. Don't forget the Christmas extravaganza. Any notes, Holly? Raja?
We seriously, we're really struggling with small business vendors this year. Most people we used last year are out this year for whatever reason, booked earlier or whatever. I mean, if you have a small business that's jewelry, boutique, anything like that, we just want a few. We've got a couple, but we're going to add a few more. But I really think that's it. If you are participating, push out your invitations, try to get a head count. Probably next week we need to set up some type of RSVP. So we have somewhat. We'll have chicken and waffle skewers like we did last year, cocktails, hot chocolate, coffee. Santa will be in the podcast, and we're going to have family photos, I believe, in here. And so if you need the information, just call me.
And the photos are just like generic, they don't have a Christmas background, right?
Yeah, we wanted to do both so that people could take away and use it. Well, you'll do like Christmas photo you can do with Santa, like family photo with Santa. But if you want to do just like a family photo that you can have out in your house all year, we'll be doing one in here or somewhere.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for the update. Jimmy?
Yeah.
You're up. I love that picture. I love the ticking clock. That always makes him feel like he's got pressure.
You know what, I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna relax.
We have time today. We're good.
Yeah, so, wanted to give you just a few updates on Pool Outdoor. We have 3 jobs going currently. Got a couple new leads. Jen Warren, she's not here.
Yes, she's here.
Oh, she is? Oh, hey, there you are. I didn't see you. Hey, Jen, you gave us the lead. Did you know that?
Who was it?
Bruton, Bruton, Brudden. Last name? What?
If she doesn't know the lead,
Yeah.
I'll take the lead.
Yeah.
It's my hairdresser.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
Jamie's client first.
Yeah. So, really, it's like super easy, guys. Like, I mean, I guess you're a hairdresser. That's hysterical. Like, it just came up in conversation or something?
Well, she knows I work with Jamie, because
Okay.
Jamie actually sold her house.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And so, yeah, I told her we do Pool Outdoor. She was wanting to add a folder.
Well, there you go. Even, so this is just a good example. Jamie's not getting much, referral. obviously. I mean, yeah. So, but I'm just saying, like, it's as simple as something like that. They could be like my best friend and just like you bump into them and you're like, hey, I barely know you. We want to pay you for anything, any referral that we can link or whatever. We're going to try to give it to you. But yeah, like I'm going to go meet with her and go try to just make it happen. And we're going to try to get the Pool Outdoor lead. And so a couple of notes on just Pool Outdoor, the way it's working is I'm still going to be the main point of contact. And it'll be me and Lauren going out there. So if it's just the pool, then I'll go out there. And if it's just outdoor space, then Lauren will go out there. Mainly because our construction team would handle the outdoor space and then I would handle the pool piece of it. But we have one contractor that does both and he's really, really good. There's like a couple like cool highlights that he does that not a lot of people do. Have you ever seen those like electric retractable roofs? They're aluminum, they're really, really cheap and you can have them come so they basically do a steel or wood patio structure, and it can be connected to your roof, and it can be freestanding, and it's a retractable roofing system that we've done on a couple of jobs. That can be aluminum, it can be louvered, it can be like you can make it to where it'll literally slide out and then come tilt so where sunlight can come in, or it'll come flat so it's rainproof, and then it can completely retract if you just want a full sun. So it's like some really cool systems that we're installing. And some of these jobs, they're pricey, don't get me wrong. It's pricey, but it's just cool. Cool stuff that I like a year and a half ago, we couldn't do. So outdoor space, grills, that type of thing. And I feel like we're just kind of like ramping up on that, where we're like catching up with some of the really big dog outdoor, companies. And I'm like, I feel like we're there. I feel like we can install the same kind of stuff, cool technology. Especially in the pool system, in the pool space. I feel like we're landing clients that are even a little bit kind of upper echelon type of pools, where it's we just installed all these water features where they're lighted laminars, and it's like the one that shoots the water and it comes out clear. Have you ever seen those things where it shoots the water and it looks like no water's moving? It just looks like a straight beam. You ever seen that?
Yes.
It's like stuff I've seen in Las Vegas and stuff. And so we've done that with a built-in rock slide and some cool stuff like that. So we're still working on getting photos, and so you'll see it on social media. But I just wanted to give you kind of an update on some of that kind of stuff. So all really cool stuff. Just want to keep you guys updated. Thank you, Jen, for throwing some stuff our way. All right.
Thank you, Jim.
That's it.
Appreciate it. Don't forget that 11 o'clock this morning, Blake Bennett is coming for Forecast 2026. So I will actually film that as well after this one. So this lets y'all know that he'll be here at 11. Don't forget about Ryan Stewart's New American Funding Holiday Market, which we are all invited to December the 3rd from 4 to 7. This will be in the slides. I probably should take the information out of this and put it in the brokerage announcements. So I'll put that address and stuff in there. If I can remember to do it.
Don't take any money.
What?
Don't take any money.
One.
I mean, I was.
Oh, she was shopping. So saying unless you don't take your credit cards or your money, because you'll lose it all day.
Oh, because you're going to
Yeah,
buy something
yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool
She'll
stuff.
come back.
I bought confidence classes there. She's still making fun of me. Sorry.
Really.
I remember that.
I think I knocked it out more.
Yeah, you
Wear
can put
full
it,
cups.
yeah, you can put it on like like an end of a sweater, you now you have.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, that's kind of cool.
We're hoping to see that this year.
Yeah.
Droplets.
Oh, I'll wear it.
So if you haven't caught up on big, small step big results, I highly urge you to do that. I've got the calendar that I promised you last week of rolling with me, where it's printed out, where it actually has the actual steps on the day that you should be adding these to your calendar. The whole point is that I want you to at least put it on your calendar so you'll think about it. Not necessarily that you have to do it this week, but then it will start to become a habit that you're going to see it on your calendar and go, oh yeah, I need to do that.
Anything else I
Okay. Are you just pointing out?
Tips, I think tips are not mandated, but they're appreciated.
So we're I have shortened our market update quite a bit by like all of them. I've got like 3 slides now, 4 slides, because I don't, huh? No, your slide's still there, Chris. Yours is a staple now. But I made this a lot shorter because I can actually combine all the national and local stuff onto one pretty good slide. So here's what's going on. Median price home buyers could save thousands annually versus earlier this year. That's just affordability. Payments are easing. NAR says families now spend 24.8% of their income on mortgage payments, down from 25% last quarter. That's good. The Mortgage Bankers Association noted that the median monthly payment fell for the 4th straight month to $2,067. Stocks dipped as investors took profits, though 82% of Q3 earnings beat estimates and job growth stayed steady. On the outlook, watch for new data on mortgage activity and inflation, while retail numbers remain delayed by the shutdown. Easy takeaway, affordability and borrow power are improving as incomes hold steady. Here's the rate watch. 30-year fixed rate dropped down to 6.19, its lowest level over a year, but it's now back to 6.32, which is where we were this time last week. So we saw some rate dips and it came back up. Average 30-year fixed rate edged up to 6.31 ending October 31st, and applications fell 0.6 for purchase loans. Rates won't fall much more. Economists at the Mortgage Bankers Association say mortgage rates are likely to stay above 6% through the at least 2028 range. So we've got 2 to 3 years where they're going to maintain this 5 3/4 to 6.5% rate. It's stable. It's normal. Go back and look at 30 years ago. This is completely normal. Nothing is big here. The people that are waiting for that 4.75, it's not going to happen.
But I have
Unless you buy
people,
new construction.
I would say, I have people that have been in the business long enough that say the fact that we got into the 3s and 4s and 5s is actually how we are where we are now.
Absolutely.
Like it, yeah. I
I
mean,
agree with
obviously the 2 wasn't, but it's all, like, it's been a problem since like the 2000s.
I agree. Rates fluctuating, still a strong opportunity, for window for buyers and refinancers. Economists expect rates to hover in the mid-6 range for the foreseeable future. Acting now will give clients an edge because we have tons of inventory. Like you said, builders are willing to buy down those rates. You're seeing builders advertise that stuff all the time. You can do that too. You can have a seller ask them to buy down the rate. Let your lender know that you want to buy down the rate. Have the seller pay for it. Happens all the time. Here's our local market update. Our local inventory has reached its highest level in over a decade, meaning we've got more choice and slowing the pace of competition. Median home price in the metro held at $389,700 in September, showing price stability even as supply builds. In one recent week, DFW had over 10,000 homes with price cuts, which we noticed that when we were looking at the numbers a couple of weeks ago. DFW added roughly 15,000 jobs in Q3, supporting steady housing demand. That's where we're going to grow, is if we get more jobs. So that's something I'm going to start watching pretty closely to see what the manufacturers and who's moving into the Metroplex. I don't know if you'll know this, but we still have 100 people per day coming to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 100 people per day.
Homes or people?
People. 100 people per day, which is why you've seen all these neighborhoods sprout up that builders built and they're just renting them. They're leased houses. They're everywhere in North Fort Worth. And multifamily is getting there too. So I'm watching all that. I'll let you know as I see things about what's going on in those sectors. But the market's rebalancing. More inventory, stable prices mean a smarter, steadier market where informed agents can guide clients to win on both sides of the deal. Here's the pulse. I wanted to show you this week. I haven't showed it to you in 3 weeks. And ChatGPT thinks that it's way too much information to give in an office meeting, just to let y'all know. But I like these numbers because it shows me a trend, more so than Clarissa's view, because those are 7-day trends of what's going on in a county. This is the full market. We're seeing a seasonal shift down from 47,000 houses in October. We're down underneath 46,000 houses now. Look at the counties and what they've actually declined over the last 2 weeks. We're seeing the market pull back. What's happening? Hey, I don't want to delist for the holidays. I want to go back in January. How many people have heard that at least once?
What is the negative 3.5 on the top right? Which number does that represent?
That negative 3.15, it means that Dallas County has 5,813 houses for sale,
Oh, so
active.
-3 from the
3 from the last time we pulled. Same thing with Denton. They're down 3%, the number of actives. Johnson, the number of actives is down 2%. The other thing that's interesting to I keep an eye on is the number of builders. 26.82% of 6 counties are builders of the actives in the 6 counties. So that's the main hub of the Metroplex. We can't include, everybody, because then we're looking at Collin County. We've got a lot of building going right there. I can get really extreme and include the entire 8 million people that live in the Metroplex, but we have to limit our data so that we can measure it. That makes sense. And here's Clarissa's view for the last week. We're still seeing that Coral being the biggest in all 6 counties and the full MLS as well, which is the price decreases. That's still our biggest thing. However, you are seeing some listings come up. New listings 2840, and then like under the full DFW MLS, new listings 2840 closed 2,066. That's a net gain in 800 houses over the 7 days. So we're still increasing supply, even though the number of houses is going down. We're seeing a lot. I mean, you've got to calculate like last week, 2,078 went in pending, 2,066 closed. So there's 4,000. So that's a net loss of 1,200 from the market. Does that make sense? But your brain has to kind of look at these numbers and at least make an informed decision of how it affects you, your business. I highly recommend you use this on your MLS. It's on the homepage. If you're trying to do numbers for a neighborhood, you can go in and customize, and you can get down to the neighborhood of what's going on in that market. So you can see new listings, back on markets, price decreases. I use that as part of my Friday seller Google Doc email so that I can show them hey, you live in Fossil Hill. There's 4 neighborhoods around here. Here's those 5 neighborhoods. This is what's going on in the last 5 days. Here's the number of showings that have occurred in those 5 neighborhoods. It's a pulse. At least the seller can go, oh, well, I haven't had a showing this week, but it's not just me. Mm-hmm. It's not because they don't like my house. It's that nobody's looking in this area right now. Make sense?
Yeah, or your listing can have you can pull the showing insights, and your neighborhood has 7 showings and you've had 0.
And that's always important to know, because why?
Mm-hmm. Well, she's overpriced.
Something, yeah.
Because if you pull that and you can see it, then you have to have a conversation. Here's the Google Doc. This is the data. Let's have a conversation. Why do you think that every other house in our neighborhood got a showing this week and we didn't?
Probably because you restrict showings of the most often.
That too. Her house is better than everybody else's, Patty.
I know. It's worth
You
so
did
much more.
Her house is better than all the new construction in the neighborhood.
I'm just like,
Okay,
I
girl.
think I just
You
do
do,
that.
you do.
Here's the rate watch. Last week, you can see we're on the conventional, we were at 6.33, 6.34. It's a tenth of a point. It's nothing. It's the same. FHA 30 years down at 606, or up at 606, up from 605. Everything it's maintaining. We're getting into that season where things are going to really start to slow down in the next 2 weeks as we get into Thanksgiving, because people start thinking about their families and they start thinking about Christmas. So we'll have a little bit of burst of activity for the first 3 weeks of December, and then everything will shut down for 2 weeks. Very normal, very seasonal, very traditional. Here's how to use this week's data. Reassure buyers. Rates are holding 6.3, near the lowest in a year. Affordability is improving, and you've got more to choose from. On the seller side, inventory is at a decade high. Price cuts are common. Smart pricing and presentation are what's going to stand out. Build credibility. Affordability and buyer power are both rising. Show clients how the market is balancing, not crashing. We're not crashing. We're holding steady. There's nothing that gives me any pause to say that we're losing value or that what we just need is buyers to get off the fence. If when buyers get off the fence, we have a way. Now we got something to talk about. Buyers have momentum, sellers need strategy. Agents who educate clients clearly will win more business this fall. Did you know a new NAR survey found sellers who used an agent earned an average net profit of $138,477, which is about $6,200 more than sellers who went it alone. No wonder the share of those sellers has fallen to a record low of 5%. Those are FSBOs, for sale by owners, which I keep as a seller. That's what the children think. That's okay. I'm the
Okay, so 95% sell with an agent.
And there was another survey that came out that's linked on Goodreads about people that do the private listings and how much they're losing. They've come out with a new survey about, we don't say those words.
Sorry.
Those brokerages that have those private listings, that the people that use those services are losing so much more money than people that go to the MLS, which is what most people thought anyway. Here is business tip. Consistency beats intensity. Some people make 100 calls in a day and then nothing for 2 weeks. Others spend 2 weeks making 10 calls a day. Which one gets better results? Slow and steady always wins.
Tortoise in the hair.
That's it. Okay, right now we're going to talk about week 7, which is video and lead capture and the fast follow-up. It's actually lead capture, it's not video, it's lead capture and fast follow-up. Let me open that file up, but first let me stop the recording. I'm going to do this right today, so you'll bear with me just a second. Because last week I had to go back home and re-record, and it was not fun. Okay, thank you for joining this part of the meeting. Now we're going to move to the next one.